In this video I'm going to show you the setup process of the new Pentair Dorado suction side cleaner. And the Pentair Dorado comes with plenty of pool hose. It comes with 12 1-meter hoses. Included with the cleaner are all the parts you're going to need to connect it to your side port, vacuum port, or skimmer of your pool. Also included is this flow gauge to set the proper suction of the cleaner. Before installation, you want to make sure that the pump basket is clean of debris. And to get the proper suction that's set up, you want to make sure that the filter is also clean. Okay, the first thing you want to do is take this swivel assembly and connect it to the top of the cleaner. You just take this and slide it into the top of the cleaner. Okay, now you want to give it a twist to lock it in place. Now you want to locate the lead hose. It has a special plastic cuff on top. It's the only hose with it. Go ahead and jam it onto the head of the cleaner. Make sure it's on there firmly. Now that you have the lead hose attached, we're going to attach the rest of the hoses. We'll stretch it across the pool to get the proper hose length. You want to make sure that the pool is off at the time. If you're going to attach it to your skimmer, go ahead and remove the skimmer basket. And for the skimmer regulation, you're going to use a skimmer adapter here. This controls the suction here, so if you open this up, this will reduce the suction to the Dorado, and this will increase the suction by closing it down. You also want to make sure that all the suction to the main drain is turned off and directed only at the skimmer at this point. If you have a float assembly in here, go ahead and remove it. Go ahead and take the included skimmer cone and stick it into the skimmer. If you have a 2-hole skimmer, it'll be the back hole. Make sure that's firmly in the skimmer. Then you're going to take the vacuum regulator and stick it in. Make sure it's firmly into the cone. If you have a skimmer with a single hole with a diverter valve like this inside, I'll show you how to connect the Dorado. And you're going to need to order a little 4-inch female to female hose like this one right here. You're going to take the cone off the regulator. You're going to go ahead and stick this 4-inch female to female hose onto the regulator valve like this. Then you're going to insert it into the skimmer, and this little 4-inch hose will fit over that diverter in there. That's how you install the vacuum regulator with a skimmer with one hole. Okay, now we'll take the rest of the hoses and attach them together. Go ahead and slide them and go ahead and give it a twist until the hoses are snug. Should look something like this. Since I'm connected to the skimmer at this pool here, I have the hose here by the skimmer, and I have it stretched across the pool to the furthest point. So for correct installation at the furthest point, you should have 4 feet of hose sticking over the deck. So for the installation, you may or may not need all 12 hose pieces. Okay, now you want to take the cleaner and submerge it into the pool. The best way to do this is to go hand over hand, pushing down the hoses. This gets all the air out of the line. When you get to the last hose, you'll see the water come out. Now you want to take the hose and slide it underneath the deck into the skimmer. Go ahead and stick the hose into the back regulator valve. Make sure it's firmly in place. Okay, now you want to turn your pool on and we'll adjust the suction. And if you're connecting the Dorado to a variable speed pump, go ahead and set the RPMs either at the control panel or at the pump itself so you get the proper suction. Okay, now we're going to check the flow of the Dorado. You want to carefully pull it towards the side of the pool. Okay, you're going to remove this lead hose here. Go ahead and pull the cleaner out of the pool. So with the pool running and the hose submerged, we want to go ahead and check the suction. Go ahead and insert this into the hose. You can see here there's a little bit too much suction. I'm going to go ahead and adjust that down. Since there's too much suction, I'm going to go ahead and turn it, open it up a little bit. That should reduce the suction enough. You can see here the flow is now correct. It's right in between the minimum and maximum. And now you want to reattach the lead hose to the cleaner. Make sure it's firmly on there. If you're going to connect your cleaner to the side port vacuum port, you're going to go ahead and use this fitting right here. Threads right into your side port vacuum port. I also suggest putting Teflon tape on the threads here. In case this breaks, you need to remove it in the future. We're going to use the same setup process as the skimmer installation. You want to stretch it across the pool to the furthest point and have 4 feet of hose sticking out. Now you're going to simply thread it into the side port vacuum port. Okay, once you submerge the hoses, you want to attach it to the side port and simply take your finger and lift up on the back end here like this. Slide the hose in firmly and make sure this part is clipped onto the hose. So now we're going to adjust the suction of the Dorado from the side port vacuum port valve by the equipment. You'll find a side port vacuum port valve coming out of the inlet part of the pump. And it's usually a valve coming off the side of the inlet. So we're going to adjust the suction of the Dorado by going down here to increase the suction and by pulling back this way to decrease the suction. And I highly suggest connecting the Dorado with an inline canister like this one here. This will keep the pump basket from getting clogged up. So that's the installation process of the Dorado cleaner by Pentair.